week number 14 in the National Football League featuring World of Matchups. NFL handicapping podcast coming to you guys live and direct from home of the handicapping, Las Vegas, Nevada. My name is Dexter Reid. I am your host, my co-host and producer extraordinaire on the other side of the glass. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome in the one, the only, Spencer the Wiz. Morning, Spencer.
What's going on? Another week closer to the playoffs. It's getting kind of scary. You just want football to be there every Sunday, you know?
Does any season go faster than the National Football League? It's crazy.
It sucks because I look forward to it every Sunday.
It definitely sucks, dude. It definitely sucks. So December has not been kind to me. Last week, 4-8, 89-88 against the spread for the year. Spencer went 7-5 last week. He's inching closer to 500, 84-93.
All right.
Not great, but good enough. Let's talk about what the slate brings us this week. Set it off.
All right. I just want to let everyone know that I'm on a hot streak right now. So I'm gonna show you guys what I've been up to recently. A little bit of NBA, a little NFL. These aren't all my bets. These are some of my favorites. I like to bet right on that little plus money. That just means I have to be right more than I'm wrong. Although it did start on Thanksgiving, so I just wanted to give a little bit of confidence here that you guys can trust some of our opinions. I've had a nice couple last week, so
since Thanksgiving, you've been on a heater, bro.
Yeah. You know what? The beginning of the NBA season was so bad for me, and that's just how it works in the beginning of these sports seasons. It's so chaotic, but once the dust settles, I really feel confident about it. So, all right, let's get things going here. So, first game is really interesting line, actually. I don't know if it's bait or what you want to call it, but it's the Steelers. They're going to Baltimore to play the Ravens. The Ravens are 6-point favorites, which to me is a bit surprising. I don't know if the Ravens should be 6-point favorites to about anybody. They're not playing particularly well. And you know what? It obviously comes down to one very simple fact, in that Lamar Jackson's unhealthy. Now, the Steelers aren't good, so I guess that's part of it. But we're talking about an AFC North matchup. These games are close. Well, I guess the Bengals game, Ravens, wasn't very close. You know, they're counting on a bounce back. And I'm not saying the Ravens won't win this game. I don't have a ton of confidence in them to do that. But at the same time, I think I'm going to take the Steelers here. Anytime you get big points like that in an AFC North matchup, and it literally doesn't matter who's playing who, they're close. And this is also, you know, we're talking about playoffs here, because these two teams, I don't think one of them is going to make the wild card. They're depending on winning their division. And so I think it's going to come down to a field goal either way. And I just don't see a world where the Baltimore Ravens just blow out the Steelers here in this game, in my opinion. And the Steelers are coming off like their worst performance of the season. I mean, they got embarrassed from like start to finish. I have to imagine they're going to play with a little bit more pride. I think that could equal to a win in Baltimore. Again, Baltimore is like probably the worst home field advantage in the NFL almost. I mean, it really doesn't matter. People go in there all the time and win. And yeah, like I said, I think this is going to be a field goal game either way. I'm certainly putting this on a teaser. I love the Steelers plus 12 in this game.
I'm going to take the Ravens. What the sports books are banking on here is that everyone is going to think the way Spencer is thinking, which is a very sound rationale. However, it's real important to not forget that coming into this season, a lot of people had the Ravens picked to go to the Super Bowl. There's a couple teams right now that are in this same position. They're home, they're 500, they're clinging to life support. Making the playoffs is maybe on the table, but probably not happening. And this team is going to come out with all the firepower they have left. Bazookas, Uzi 9mm, every playbook is open, Glocks are loaded, bulletproof vests are on. I mean, they realize if they lose this game, they're not making the playoffs. And so they're going to bring everything they have. Kansas City's another one of these teams. They're going to literally empty the clip. And it helps that they're home. These games, yes, normally are close, but the Steelers are so bad, man. Aaron Rodgers has got a broken wrist. I don't understand the whole running these quarterbacks out there when they're really injured. Now, sure, it may not be his throwing hand, you know, Justin Herbert, Aaron Rodgers. I get it. But one lick on that, and you're done. One lick. Not to mention you're 42 years old. Team can't run the ball. And the Steelers don't win unless they take the ball away. Now, I think what you saw last week from Pittsburgh is the real Steelers. That's the real Steelers, man. If they don't take the ball away and they don't run the ball, they don't win. Anywhere. I'm surprised this team has as many wins as they do. I really am. I'm going to take the Ravens simply because nobody else will be willing to lay the 6. I'm not saying that this is going to be some kind of coming out party where the light switch gets turned on, but I mean, they still have Derrick Henry, man, who can control the game for long periods of time running the football. I know Lamar's not 100%, but you can't do enough to win by a touchdown at home versus a hated rival to at least increase your chances of getting in the playoffs. Then I don't know what you are if you can't do that, honestly. I mean, you just deserve it. And can we talk for a second about Mark Andrews getting an extension? Why? Why? This, to me, is the most perplexing move I have seen an organization make in the NFL all year long. You were about to release this guy. This guy cost you the end of your season last year. This is the most touchdown-dependent tight end in the entire league. And you just signed him to an extension when you have Isaiah Likely waiting in the wings to be the next great Baltimore tight end. It makes absolutely no sense, and Mark Andrews must have video of somebody saying or doing something racist or sexual. Something happened. But that's neither here nor there. I just had to get that out because it makes no sense to me. But I'm going to take the Ravens, hoping that Lamar is one step closer to being at least 75% of what he used to be. And I just don't believe in the Steelers. If they get down, the game is over for all intents and purposes. That defense has underachieved all year. Here's to hoping that they show up. Ravens -6.
Yeah, let's go to the Seattle Seahawks. They're traveling to Atlanta to play the Falcons. This is a 6.5-point spread, and so this one ends up being, in my opinion, quite tough. And a lot of it comes from the fact that, I ended up winning the teaser part of it when they played the Titans, but yeah, they did not cover that big spread against them. The Falcons are terrible. I mean,
they're so bad, dude. I can't bet on them again. I don't care who they're playing. I'm not betting them.
And that's really what it kind of comes down to for me. It's like, yeah, we just saw the Seahawks not cover against a bad team, but I just believe in the Seahawks more than I do Atlanta. I mean, I think that's all you really need to know about this game. The Falcons don't even own their first round pick this year, and that is concerning. And, Kirk Cousins is trash. Shout out to the Jets, though, by the way. That was one of my best calls last week, but I didn't even really like the bet. I just wanted to will it into existence, and I'm going to go ahead and believe that I did. That was one of the greatest Jets wins I've ever seen in my life, because now the Raiders have slid up to number 4. It's one of the most important wins, I think, in Raiders franchise history, if it shakes up the way that I think it will. We talked about that, like that Texans-Bears game a few years ago that ended up shaping the quarterback race. Those kinds of crazy, just wacky wins at the end of the season, they change the trajectory of NFL history. I know it sounds stupid to say that right now. I really think it could. The Raiders are theoretically now the first team who needs a quarterback in the draft. I know there's a lot of trading up, and, is New Orleans really dedicated to their quarterback? Who knows? But the fact that the Jets and the Raiders are the two, I guess it's easy to say, the neediest teams that need a quarterback in the NFL. And the fact that the Jets won that game is it's amazing, and it's huge. So, really, what are you going to say about this game? The Seahawks are a significantly better team than the Falcons. Could they, pull a Titans like they did last week, where they take a big lead and the Falcons find a way to backdoor cover? They could, but I'm not banking on that. We've seen this Falcons team seriously embarrass themselves. Kirk Cousins has nothing left in the tank, so I'm going to take the Seattle Seahawks just out of I don't know, I guess simple logic here.
I'm taking the Seahawks, with confidence, logic, and everything else.
Yeah,
the Falcons suck, man. I'm tired of them. I mean, they've covered for me a bit this year, more than they've helped you out, but they're horrible, man. No Drake London. Enough of this Tyler Algier 60-40 split. You see what they're starting to do with Jahmyr Gibbs in Detroit?
Yeah.
That's the same thing they need to do with Bijan Robinson. Just give this boy the ball. These two guys could be the black Christian McCaffrey, but they got idiot head coaches that don't want to play him.
And he's still up towards the top of the league in like yards and stuff.
Which
and
is
he's, like,
wild.
crazy.
Which is wild because they don't use the guy properly, man. I mean, who are their wide receivers? You got any faith in Darnell Mooney? Kyle Pitts sucks. Like, every year, everyone's like, this is going to be the year. No, Kyle Pitts will never have the year. It will never happen. It doesn't matter. Kirk Cousins is beyond washed. That's one of the biggest finesse contracts in the history of the NFL, man. Dude, 3 of the 10 biggest fleeces in NFL history belong to Kirk Cousins and his agent. It's insane. This team has got no heart, none. And I've never seen a team lay down and die the way the Falcons do. If I was a Falcons fan, I'd be distraught, honestly. You have to free Bijan Robinson here, man. Enough is enough. This is ridiculous. I'm taking the Seattle Seahawks with a lot of confidence. They can run the ball. They can stop the run. If Sam Darnold's not a bonehead, they'll blow this team out, quite frankly. They got nobody that can stop JSN. A.J. Barner's not bad at all. And, dude, their defense picks people. They just take teams apart. Quarterbacks like Kirk Cousins are tailor-made for that Seattle Seahawks defense. Did you see Max Brosmer last week, bro? They made that boy look like he was in
That was the easiest bet of the week.
junior high. I mean, my goodness. It was scoop and score, pick six, whatever they wanted to do. And they've been doing that all year, guys. This is not a one-off for them. They've been doing this all year. You mean to tell me indoors in a dome they can't do it again versus a hapless, horrendous Atlanta Falcons? And they need to fire Raheem Mostert. I'm sorry. I mean, whatever, Raheem Morris. Get that guy out of here, man. That guy's not a good head. He might be a good coordinator. That guy is not a good head coach. Get him out. Seattle Seahawks, -6.5. Tutty wins you money. Let's roll.
Let's go to the Tennessee Titans. They're playing the Cleveland Browns. Another one of those NFL shaping games that no one is going to care about, no one's going to watch, but suddenly it's going to matter so much when it comes to the future. I'm just saying right now, I haven't done my full scouting report, but I'm just a huge fan of Fernando Mendoza. I think he's going to be one of the next big impact quarterbacks to come out of the draft. I don't know if my opinion will change on that after I watch the tape because, you know, I love the draft, but I just think he has a lot of tools, and these games determine like where these kinds of guys go. And so I don't know if Cleveland Browns are going to be interested in taking three quarterbacks in 2 years, but come on. We've seen Shedeur Sanders. He's nothing. Dylan Gabriel's a nothing burger. So if they are in position to take a quarterback, they might do it. And so this ends up being a really tough game because Myles Garrett's going to have 5 sacks. Yes, like that's just a fact. But the Tennessee Titans defense, they can play. And so when I think about the quarterback play with Shedeur Sanders on the other side, this might be like a 10-13 game. And it's going to be really, really gross, and it's going to be really, really ugly. I mean, Cam Ward is averaging like 112 yards a game, I think. I mean, it's something gross. This is such a tough one to call, in my opinion. I'm going to take the Cleveland Browns -3.5. I think they really want you to take it because the Titans played a close game against the Seahawks here. I just think the Cleveland Browns defense is a horrible matchup for him. I see a strip sack coming. Like, I see a really, like, I'm talking like a 97-yard game. I'm taking the under big time on Cam Ward. That's going to be one of my best player props of the week. I don't know what it's going to be set at. I mean, it's probably going to be like 112. I'm still interested in the below there. I don't think they're going to get a lot of first downs in this game. I mean, I think they might have a couple of good drives here and there. But, boy, I think it's going to be really rough. The Tennessee Titans they're obviously terrible. They're going to be the first overall pick in the draft. And this is also kind of one of those games that I'm trying to will into existence for the Raiders because the Cleveland Browns can pick up another win. It's a huge game. And then the Raiders slide up one more spot. You know, like these games really do matter. And, and the other thing is with Shedeur Sanders, it does give them a little extra juice to want to win games. I really feel that, and I believe that. So I could easily see this just being something stupid like 14-3. I mean, I really don't see how the Tennessee Titans are going to move the ball, or 14-6. It's going to be gross. The over-under in this game is 34. I mean, that kind of tells you everything you need to know, in my opinion. So I'm going to take the Cleveland Browns simply because I think defensively they're just going to be able to just completely shut down the Tennessee Titans.
This is one of my favorite bets this week. Say what you want, man, but the Cleveland Browns want Shedeur Sanders to be really good. They want to give him a shot here. I mean, they don't want to see this guy regress. They have watched quarterbacks be bad for decades. So it's not like they don't want to see this guy be good.
They've also seen good quarterbers leave their franchise, too, like Baker Mayfield. I don't think they want to do that again.
They want to do it again.
I think they really want to give this guy a fair shake, really.
You know, and then there's stuff like these outside influences in the NFL that matter to some of these franchises, like what Tom Brady's quietly doing with the Raiders and kind of like what Deion's doing here in Cleveland. I mean, Deion wants to see his boy play. Just having Deion in the stadium galvanizes that franchise somewhat. Guys, the Titans are disgusting. Guys, the Titans might get shut out here. They might get shut out here. The one thing that the Cleveland Browns have is a great defense. They're a top 3 defense. Top 5 at worst. And Myles Garrett's an absolute alien. I mean, I would pencil in over on sacks right now. Whatever his sack total
Even if
is,
it's like 3.5.
I don't care what it is. Whatever his sack total is, I'm going over. Because he has proven he's having a Michael Strahan type season this year. He is. He's having the TJ Watt Defensive Player of the Year season. He is. He's unguardable. He's unstoppable. And look, they're home. They can run the ball. And they're playing the worst team in the league that's not trying to win. How is this not 21-3? How? You know what? I had a best bet. I'm going to do 2 best bets this week. I'm going to do best bet and best bet junior, but this is my best bet junior here because I can't see a world where the Titans win this game. Tony Pollard is ass. They don't give Tajay Spears the ball. Is he even still on the team? Cam Ward averages like 130 yards, passing a game.
Against anybody, and now
they got no one to help. They have no help. Who are their wide receivers, man? Who are their tight ends? I mean, they have nothing. You want to talk about having nothing? There are some college teams that might give this team a run for their money, man. I mean, they're that bad. They are, man. They're that bad. And so I'm taking the Browns minus the 3.5 with confidence. I'm not even thinking twice about it. The Titans are absolutely horrific. They're the worst team in the league. They want the number 1 pick, and they're going to get it. They're going to get it because they can't beat anybody. Dude, the Raiders can beat teams. The Browns can beat teams. The Jets can beat teams. Titans can't beat anyone. Ohio State and the Titans on a neutral field, man. I mean, I know that's a silly argument because the NFL is a grown man's game, but that's how bad the Titans are right now. They're a bad football team with bad head coaching. I don't understand firing the head coach. I mean, everyone's gone. It's just a mess. It's not even a hot mess. It's just a mess. It's like the Titans are like they're like a wounded soldier that's just begging to be put out of their misery, and nobody will do it. Nobody will end it for them. That's who they are. Browns in every feasible way. Tease that under up. Browns money line. Browns straight. Myles Garrett over in sacks. Whatever Quinshon Judkins rushing props are all over. Dude, I'm telling you, this is set up to be one of the most disgusting games of the year. Take the Browns with confidence.
All right, let's go over to another just really important game. I mean, there's a big bunch up in this front of the draft. I mean, there's a lot of 2, 3, 4 win teams, and this is another one. So it is the Miami Dolphins. They're traveling to New York to play the Jets. The Dolphins are -3. This is a tough one to call, in my opinion. Their last game was close. It was a 6-point game. The Jets did seem to play a little bit better in the beginning of the season. They faltered in the middle. They're playing better again. Mm-hmm. It's like, and I'm not even talking about in a way of like winning games. I'm just talking about like spreads and keeping it close. Like, I'm going to go out on a limb, and this isn't necessarily my gut feeling game of the week, but I'm going to take the +3 with the Jets. They have a little bit of confidence. They're at home. The Dolphins stink. I mean, they're not good. And it's not that I love this game. I mean, when two bad teams play each other, it's really just a mystery. They played a close game against the Saints last week, and they really shouldn't have. They were like at home against the worst team, like the Saints, and they can only win by 4. I think the Jets are better than the Saints. And again, I think I think they really like Aaron Glenn, to be fair.
They do.
They play hard for him, and these wins mean a lot to them. It shouldn't. They should be losing hard. Like, they need a quarterback more than anybody in the league. I mean, tied with the Raiders, obviously, but they're one of those teams that are going to do nothing forever without a quarterback. That's been their problem too. Just like the Raiders, they've never had one. You know, Mark Sanchez, I guess, in his first couple of years, maybe. But if we're being honest, we're talking about like a real quarterback. They've never had one. And I get to them, it doesn't matter. And obviously, to Aaron Glenn, he wants to win, and they love him, and so they're going to try to play really hard. The Dolphins are due for just a bad game any week. Tua is due for a horrible game. I mean, he's seriously. I know Geno Smith has taken the star role of the worst quarterback in the league this year. Tua is right there. I mean, they've had 2 equally bad seasons, the 2 of them, and Tua's situation is better, like a lot better, in my opinion, than Geno, and so it's worse the way that he's playing. I think the Jets could win this game, if we're being honest. A division rival, you already lost once. A lot of these games are splits when 2 bad division opponents play each other. And again, it's not like I'm going to go in and feel great and I'm like, oh, I love the Jets in this one. It's not like that, but I like the points at home, and I like the momentum that the Jets have right now. So I'm going to take the Jets in this game.
So am I. I don't like what the Miami Dolphins put down anytime they're away from sunny Florida.
It's just Achan. It's just him doing it by himself, and like that's it.
I mean, I just don't, man. If the sun's not out, man, they don't put up good performances. And I don't know if you've seen what's happening in the Northeast right now. The weather sucks. It's gonna be cold as hell out there. It's December in MetLife, dude. Wind is swirling.
That's a big part of it.
I mean, this is not they're a warm weather team, man. That's had a bad year. Now, are you gonna tell me that Darren Waller comes back and saves them? If he saves them from anything, he saves them from themselves, because Tua's horrendous. I'm sorry.
It is.
These buns, not good. Now, the Jets can stack the box and hold Achan down. They're going to win this game. They love Aaron Glenn, and they are playing literally right now like they're a team that's trying to make the playoffs. They're not playing like a bad team. And I think that it's understood finally that Justin Fields is not good, and so we're not going to play him. It was an abject failure bringing him in, and, you can't fault New York for trying. It just didn't work. And I'm a Justin Fields truther, but the guy's not good. He's a nice guy. You know what I mean? Maybe switch positions or something. You could stay in the league. He's not good. Career backup somewhere. But Tyrod Taylor plays hard. Really hard. He might be one of the better backups in the league. I mean, he's not as good as Jacoby Brissett, Mac Jones, but he's top 5 backup. And with Breece Hall and now Adonai Mitchell getting a shot, Jets are kind of cooking here, man. And here's the thing. They want to win. They don't care about the pick because they already have enough picks to move up into 1 if they really wanted to. I mean, Woody Johnson can pull a draft day and just give all his picks away for the number 1.
It seems like kind of what they were doing when they
don't
sold
care.
Off everybody.
They don't care, man.
3.
The Jets want to win now. And the Jets hate the Dolphins. Hate. I'm talking, we're going back to the Dan Marino fake spike hate. I mean, this is like decades-long hate. And they already got carved up by the Dolphins once, I believe. And so it's payback time. Jets, Jets. And you're going to give me the 3? That Miami Dolphins defense is not good. And again, man, if the sun ain't out, show me the percentages of wins with Tua under center that this team has had when the wind is swirling and the temperature is under 50 degrees. I guarantee you he is way less than a 500 quarterback. Way less. They got two people on that team the Jets need to worry about. If they hold one of them down, they're going to win this game. Jets +3 is the play. And guys, I'm taking it with confidence. That shows you how little confidence and faith I have in the Miami Dolphins outside of Miami. They're not good.
Let's hop on over. It's the Saints. They're visiting Tampa Bay to play the Buccaneers. Buccaneers are 8-point favorites in this one.
Ain't no way.
I'm taking the Saints in this game.
Absolutely.
Saints play tough, and the Bucs they're not very good. We can all drop the. I mean, I've been on this for a while. I've been on this trend for weeks.
You've been on this for longer than most.
It's not what we want them to be. It's not what they used to be. It's what they are, and they're just not a very good football team. They play hard. There's no doubt, but their defense isn't good
at all.
And their offense falters. And I know they're hurt, so I mean that's a piece of the puzzle. Bucky Irving is back, and he is good, but they're not on the field long enough. And the Saints can drive. They can make drives, and it doesn't. I'm not saying the Saints are going to win this game by any stretch of the imagination. If I'm getting over a touchdown in this game, I can't even you're telling me I can't get a backdoor cover? I'm not afraid of the Bucs defense in any way. They fought so hard to beat that Cardinals team that is just not very good. And the Saints play close games. They do every week, home, away. They play tough. And so, in fact, I think they've been better than anything I ever thought they would be.
That's a fact.
I know wins and losses are the only thing that matters in the NFL, but we're talking about sports betting, and we're talking about watching these games on a week-to-week basis. They're right there. I mean, as crazy as that sounds, they have a long way to go, but they've played way better than anyone could have ever imagined them to. And so I think this game's going to be close, just like it has been with the Bucs. I mean, we're talking about a 3-game losing streak with the Bucs that was really, really bad. And then now they just barely beat the Cardinals, and now suddenly they're going to really figure it out. And I don't know. I think everyone's going to get gassed up because I'm pretty sure the last time the Saints and the Bucs played each other, it was like a quadrillion-point blowout. I just don't see that happening again, or at least I don't have enough confidence to take the Bucs here more than a touchdown because they haven't been better than more than a touchdown against any team in the NFL for like half a season. And so I'm going to take the Saints with quite a bit of confidence here with +8, not to win, but with the +8.
8's too much, man. 8's too much. I'm sorry. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers, this is not about betting them to be who we think they should be. It's about betting them as they are currently constructed. And that is a team that can score, who's got a quarterback, who's got heart, who was in the MVP race for a while, but they haven't done anything recently because they've been injured. They emptied the clip just to beat the hapless Cardinals and Jacoby Brissett, and their defense is absolute hot dog water. It is hot dog water. The Saints, they're injured too, but I thought they were going to easily be the worst team in the league this year, and this team has fought hard, man. Really hard. I mean, they're playing with backups for all intents and purposes outside of Chris Olave and Juwan Johnson, but Taysom Hill is still a one-trick pony. Devin Neal's not horrible. And, Devon Vele showed out last week. I think they have enough there to score and keep this game close. Division game, as long as Tyler Shutt doesn't, turn into a freaking pumpkin, I don't see why they can't cover this. The strength of the Saints is their D. Justin Reed's out, but I still think they can cover this 8, man. Everyone's going to be on the Bucs. The Bucs are actually going to do something. Even if the Bucs make the playoffs, they're one and done, man. Emeka Ekbuka has cooled off mightily. So has, Baker. Guys, they're just not a great team. They're good. They're good enough. You know what they are? They're good enough to beat bad teams. That's who they are. But can they beat a bad team by more than 8 points here? I really think the Saints are a live dog. This is one that I would put on a teaser ticket. I can't see a world where the Saints are getting beat by more than 2 touchdowns under any circumstances in this game. I'm sorry. And so I'm taking the Saints +8 with confidence. I love Baker. I do, man. And I like Bucky too, man. He's an Oregon product. So I got nothing but love for him. That's my college team. But I'm not feeling what they're putting down. Mike Evans is about to retire. Everyone is hurt. Chris Godwin, he should retire too. They gave that guy a contract. Another dumbass contract. What? The guy is hurt.
Every year.
The guy is hurt, and you give him a contract. What? Like, you don't even know the guy's future with that injury, and you gave him a contract. I don't understand what some of these GMs are doing, man. Like, you tell me where he's lived up to this contract. You're paying him for either what he did or what you think he's gonna do, which right now is a whole lot of nothing. Dummies. Saints +8s to play.
Let's hop on over to a close division game. It is the Colts are visiting Jacksonville to play the Jaguars, and the Colts are -1.5 in this game. I think the Colts are cooked food. I'm not on the Colts train. I think their season is
derailing quick.
I think it's quickly. That was one of our best calls last week, the Texans game. It kind of went exactly how we thought it would.
Love the Texans last week. That was my best bet. One of my best bets.
I don't think the Jags are a great team, but I think they're hot right now. I think they're hot at the right time. They're tied. Liam Cohen, it's his first season as their coach. This is going to be a huge win for them. And, you know, we knew this with the Raiders. Jacoby Myers is good, and I think he's a great ancillary piece.
It's a great addition to that team.
I think he's a great medium route runner, and I think that's what Trevor Lawrence excels in. And I think their connections really hit it. I think Brian Thomas is going to get traded at some point. I mean, whatever the case may be, and I'm not like I don't hyper analyze the Jaguars, believe it or not. I just don't think Trevor Lawrence has the arm to really fit well with Brian Thomas, or you can blame it on whatever you want, I guess. But the connection is immediately better. And I think the Jaguars have become immediately better. And I think Daniel Jones is like due to just be cooked at any moment. Really. I think that's what it comes down to. This guy's playing really hurt with a really bad injury, and it's just. And also, they trade too much for Sauce Gardner. Obviously, they trade way too much.
Horrible.
He's already hurt.
The Jets fleeced the Colts in a big way.
They got lucky without like a long-term injury. He's out for this game. I just think they're done, man. I think the Jaguars have a lot of confidence, and it's a close division game. I think the Colts haven't won in Jacksonville since like 2014. I mean, it's been something stupid like that. And I see it continuing here. I think these are two teams in completely opposite directions in terms of momentum. So I'm going to take the Jaguars here, +1.5.
So am I. I can't even believe I'm saying it because I think Trevor Lawrence is buns. Trevor Lawrence is absolutely horrible. But here's the deal. The Jags can win a couple different ways here. The Colts cannot. The Colts can win if Jonathan Taylor goes crazy. That's how the Colts win. But if you need Daniel Jones to go get it, you are in trouble. He can't run because he's hurt. You're going to get him hurt worse. And you're on the road. This Colts team peaked too early. And they showed you that, yeah, they're a complete team with a lot of weapons, but they overpaid for Sauce Gardner. He is now out. And I have watched the Jets. I'm not thinking that this is what's happening. I've watched them bully teams before. They bullied the hell out of the Chargers, man. Every time I looked up, Tootin was running somebody over and dragging somebody for 10 yards. I think that's what's going to happen here too, man. The Colts being favored in this game is really disgusting. Honestly, this game should be a pick'em. Trevor Lawrence, just don't lose the game, dude. Getting Brenton Strange back, humongous W.
He's awesome.
He's the next great tight end in this league. I've been on this guy for a while, man. He just got hurt. He's back. Brian Thomas should be traded for anything they can get for him. He no longer fits what they're trying to do. He hasn't all year. And it's sad because the kid's an absolute baller. Whoever gets Brian Thomas is getting a baller, a new lease on life. The Colts just don't do it for me, man. Jonathan Taylor's been quiet last couple weeks, and they haven't been winning. That's all you need to know. That's all you need to know. And if Daniel Jones can't run, it's like Lamar. When these guys can't run, you're just taking away half their skill set. I'm not feeling what they're doing here at all. And I think the Jags defense comes alive here. Josh Hines-Allen, big game here. Take the Jags plus 1.5 with a lot of confidence. Both teams are trying to get playoff seeding. Jacksonville, man, They're better than I thought they were. They've beaten some good teams this year. And Liam Cohen, man, let's say this Jags team wins out. He might be coach of the year. I mean, I know Ben Johnson is on the table, but Liam Cohen's at the door. He's at the door. And I think they've got a lot to prove here versus probably the best team they're going to play this year. And I think they show out. Jags plus 1.5 equals house money because home dogs pay dividends. They always have, and they always will.
Let's hop on over to a really ugly game. I mean, really, really ugly. It's the Washington Commanders are playing the Minnesota Vikings. Commanders are -1.5. That's fine with me. I mean, can you bet on the Vikings for anything against anybody?
What a mitigated disaster the Minnesota Vikings have become, bro. How did you not pay Sam Darnold to have this?
Why trade up for J.J. McCarthy in the first place?
He wasn't even good in college. He was a handoff merchant. J.J. McCarthy might have thrown 100 passes in college. I mean, this is a horrible pick. He is not good. And he is injured all the time. I mean, for all intents and purposes, not to cut you off, Spencer, I just got to get this out. How many good quarters of football has J.J. McCarthy played this year? 3?
3? Yeah.
Why do you keep trying to run this guy out there? And Max Brosmer is a practice squad quarterback on his best day. If anyone needs a quarterback, it's the Vikings. And they had one. Now they're talking about going for Daniel Jones. Oh, God. Make it stop. When are you guys going to learn? Draft a quarterback and groom him. It makes no sense.
They're so bad.
Oh, they're so bad. They're in big trouble, Spencer. They're in big trouble.
It's not that the Commanders are great, but they're a much more well put together team. It's another great win for the Raiders here, if the Commanders can pull it off. Separates them a little bit. Washington would move up to 4 wins. That would be really important. But they're a better team, just overall. From top to bottom, the Vikings are they're free falling, and no one's going to catch them. It's not like, Brosmer goes out, J.J. McCarthy's back. Oh my gosh, I can get back to it. Get back to what? Stinking? I mean, they're just so awful. I mean, really, their offense has all these great pieces and no one to get them the ball. And so I see another disastrous game. And I know Minnesota's at home, but I just don't think it matters. I don't think they can do anything. I think Kevin Stefanski, or not Stefanski, I'm sorry.
O'Connell.
I don't think O'Connell has anything to work with. And they're just waiting for the last game of the season to drop. That's it. That's what this team is doing right now because there's nothing they can do. And they have a lot of figuring out to do in the offseason. They may be in line for one of these quarterbacks. I don't know. I don't know how things are going to shape up. They may have to trade up again for a quarterback and start all over. One of the worst decisions they've ever made, for sure, to have a quarterback have as great a season as Sam Darnold did and to let him walk for an unknown asset that was never really good in the first place. That's a tough place to be in. So I like Washington here.
GM should be fired. Let's be honest. That GM should be replaced. You have a great defensive coordinator. You have a great head coach with a great offensive skill set in mind. You've got Jay Jettas. You've got TJ Hawkinson, Jordan Mason, Aaron Jones. I mean, they're loaded, man. Jalen Nager. I mean, they have good players all over the place. And they stink. Why? Because the most important position on the field was an afterthought for them. They deserve everything that happens to them, man. And listen, their fans deserve so much better. They have such a loyal fan base. Vikings fans will stick with this team no matter what. And look what they're getting. They're getting to eat a crap sandwich with corn in it every single week. Literally. Because they didn't prioritize quarterback. I mean, anybody watching Michigan football last year could tell you that J.J. McCarthy was just an average college quarterback surrounded by a great run game, a great head coach, and a great defense. Now you're in the NFL where things get tougher, and the guy is absolute balls. He's horrible. J.J. McCarthy is so bad, bro. He is so bad. I would take Jackson Dart over J.J. McCarthy in a heartbeat. And Jackson Dart looks like he's trying to run into a wall on every play and kill himself. That's how bad J.J. McCarthy is. The balls that this guy throws, they sail over Jay Jet's head like 10 freaking miles. It just doesn't make any sense to me. I mean, Kevin O'Connell has not had a decent night's sleep in months. In months. This is a team that's just waiting to wrap it up and mail it in. Go back to the drawing board and see if they could fix this unmitigated, abject disaster that they've allowed to happen in Minnesota. And I'm telling you right now, Jets signed, so he's there. But if I'm any of these other ancillary pieces, Jordan Addison, TJ Hawk, get me off this team. I want out. Get me off this team. TJ Hawkinson, trade request in 3, 2, 1. Get me out of there. Jordan Mason, I want to go somewhere because the team sucks. Because they got no quarterback. It's just that simple. Guys, you cannot win anything of substance in the NFL if you do not have a leader of men at quarterback. And they don't have one. And they're going to stink until they do. And that's if everybody sticks around. Take the Commanders minus 1.5 with confidence. Jaden Daniels is back. And that's all they're going to need, man. I really believe that. They should win this game easily because J.J. McCarthy's not good.
All right, let's hop over to a really interesting game. I'm surprised it's a 10 o'clock game. It's the Bengals. They are traveling to Buffalo to play the Bills. The Bills are 6-point favorites. I like the Bengals in this game, the +6. This is what the Bengals do every single season. It is a broken record that seems to never end. They Joe Burrow gets hurt in the beginning of the season. They lose. He comes back, and they're galvanized. And then they win until they're 7-9. It happens every year. It's really unbelievable how it is shaped out for them. I see it happening again. The Bengals are no strangers to going into Buffalo and winning. I don't know necessarily if the Bengals are going to win this game. I don't have a lot of confidence in that necessarily. We've seen this Bengals team, we've seen this Bills team just not be very good. I know they beat the Steelers last week, but the Steelers are terrible. They're not good. We've seen this Bills team lose to Davis Mills Texans. I think this game is going to be really close. And I think the Bengals, like they do every year, think they can sneak into the wild card spot. And I think they're going to play really, really tough. I think it's going to be a really high scoring game. It's 53.5, so they do too. It's going to be a shootout, just like every Bengals game is. That's not going to change. But I think they're going to play really hard. I could see this coming down to a field goal for the Bengals or a late touchdown from the Bengals to get it within 6 or to tie the spread. Something like that. I just have a feeling there's going to be something weird in this game that's going to keep it closer than I think most people think it is going to. Because, again, there's no real reason to think that because the Bengals defense is terrible, but it's terrible every year. That hasn't changed for a moment. And so just because I think the Bills are so vulnerable this year, we all want them to just, whenever they have a big win, we all want them to follow it up with another big win. And they just I feel like they just haven't done that this season. So it's not that it's my favorite bet of the week, but I think the Bengals can keep this game close.
I would normally agree with you, but the Bengals defense is historically bad. Okay, I'm talking like in NFL history. That body of work, however many years we are talking about, this might be literally the second or third worst defense ever. Ever. That's asking a lot to cover 6 when your defense can't stop a nosebleed. Trey Hendrickson, is he around? Even if he is around, I don't think it'll matter. Bills have had bad losses. They have all been on the road. What's the bad loss they've had at home? They lost to the Patriots, but it wasn't a bad loss. Patriots played better. But they weren't blown up by Bijan Robinson at home. They weren't blown up by Devon Achane at home. This is the Highmark Stadium farewell tour. They're not going to lose at home again this year. They beat quality teams at home all the time. Now, if I'm Joe Burrow, why am I even playing? But, he's a gamer, and I like the kid. And T. Higgins is coming back from a major concussion. So their offense is going to hum. But the better defense is the Buffalo Bills defense by a mile. By a mile, dude. And it could be high scoring, yeah. But this is just the type of game where Josh Allen has 3 throwing touchdowns and 3 rushing touchdowns. And they win by 10. Bengals are garbage, guys. The Bengals have not been good since this very matchup happened and they won the game and coined the phrase Burrowhead. You don't think the Bills remember that loss? They haven't played there since, I believe. I think they carved this team up, man. Bills aren't great, but they know how to put up points. James Cook's going to go wild. Wild in this game. Left, right, up the middle, it don't matter. Him, I think Kincaid's back. Even if he's not, man, I don't think it matters. If any of their wideouts step up and makes any kind of plays, this team's going to get steamrolled. I think the Bengals are in a bad spot this week. Tease the over if you're scared higher than it already is, because I think it's going to hit with ease because
Yeah.
the Bengals, I mean, the Bills might be able to hit that over by themselves. That's how historically bad that the Bengals defense is. I mean, it's insanely bad. I'm taking the Bills -6 with a bunch of confidence. You can't tell me the Buffalo Bills cannot beat a non-playoff team at home by more than a touchdown. You don't deserve to go to the playoffs if you can't do that. Josh Allen for president. Let's go.
Let's hop over. It is the Denver Broncos. They're visiting Las Vegas to play the Raiders. The Broncos are -7 in this game, which sounds about right. Raiders understand the assignment. They're doing what they need to do. They're losing. They're losing badly, and it's good. It's good for them. Don't be a slave to the moment. Raiders fans are all slaves to the moment. They get mad every week when they lose, and they're stupid. I'll say it. They're dumb. This is what the Raiders have needed to do for 20 years. Seriously, for 20 years, this is exactly what the Raiders have needed to do, and they're finally doing it. The schedule is lining up perfectly for them at the end of the season. They're playing division opponents who desperately need these games. Denver obviously wants to win the division. The Chargers want to secure their wild card spot. The Chiefs are fighting for a playoff spot too. This is good. This is good for them. This is what it needs to happen. No one remembers those horrible, Bears seasons before Caleb Williams now. It's been forgotten. What do you think the Bears fans were saying after some of these losses?
Yep.
They don't remember what it's like anymore.
They don't know.
And I'm not even saying Caleb Williams is all that good. He's good. I mean, he's fine. What I'm saying is they have a franchise quarterback now, and it attracted one of the best free agent head coaches that we've seen in a long time, an offensive coordinator. I like to think about it like this. Getting a great head coach is like a lottery. You're not even buying a ticket unless you have a quarterback. You're not even entering the race.
You don't even bother. Waste your time. Yep.
They don't even show up to the race. No great head coach candidate has even showed up to the facility because who's going to risk their career when there's no one there for them to throw the ball?
Mm-hmm.
This is how you have to start out. I think the more pain, the better, to be honest with you. You need to feel the sting of defeat. And the Raiders have. I mean, it's depressing to watch it. I mean, I watch every game because I'm a sicko. But I know, but I'm watching all these other games. I'm watching the Jets win these games, and they're meaningless. And it feels good in the moment, maybe to win. I mean, naturally within your soul, you want to see your team win. That'll never change. But you also have to look at the long term. And the Raiders are the worst home team in the NFL. I think they have been for a few years now because the Raiders fans hate this team. Raiders fans don't understand anything about football. I really believe that. And so they go to these games and they hype themselves up like they're going to watch the Raiders win. And they hate the team. They really hate the team right now.
They do.
And so when they go there, it's just booing. They hate them. They're flipping off the players and stuff, and they're miserable. And I get it when you pay that much money. But I've said this so much during the season. Raiders fans don't watch the NFL. They watch the Raiders.
Mm-hmm.
The Raiders have a dedicated.
That's a great point. That's a great point, dude. They're
diehard.
Most don't.
Yes, they watch the Raiders play football, and so when they go to these games, they don't know what's going on outside, and they don't know what others franchises are doing to become successful. They just want to show up that Sunday and watch the Raiders win. And when they lose, it just pisses them off like to no end. And I can get that, and I can appreciate a fan base that feels that way, that is as passionate. I think the Raiders have obviously one of the most passionate fan bases in the NFL. And they're going to be pissed off this Sunday too. You know what I mean? The Raiders play so much better in Denver than they ever do at home, and it's going to be another bad loss. Look, the offensive line has derailed their season. You can't. It doesn't matter who you're playing in the NFL. If the guys in front of you can't block, you're not going to win a game. But you got to look at the value of this. I think the Raiders are in a way better situation than the Titans, the Browns, the Saints. Dude, watch Brock Bowers play. Watch Ashton Genty play when he gets like 2 centimeters of space. You have Max Crosby. You have the cornerstones of an elite franchise. And I'm not trying to gaslight myself because I'm a Raiders fan. They have guys who are top 10 in their position. The Saints don't have any of that. They have nothing like that at all. And so think about this run that the Raiders could potentially have of Ashton Genty, Brock Bowers, and then a franchise quarterback. You're talking about 3 super mega hits in a row for a franchise. 3 guys, and then you could throw Max Crosby in there, who can help lead you to 10 good years of football, but you got to stick with it. You can't win games at the end of the season. Go get your quarterback, and then you got to build the offensive line. But the other big important factor for the Raiders, they have one of the biggest cap spaces in the league going in next year, like top 3. They can spend, and it's just so annoying, man. And I already talked about it, how the Raiders fans don't understand the NFL, but they're like, how can you go into the season with an NFL line like this? Every team in the effing NFL wants a great offensive line. If it was that easy, everybody would do it. It's the highest premium outside of quarterback in the league. It's not like the Raiders are like, we're not going to worry about offensive line this year. It wasn't available to them. Every team wants a great offensive line, and it takes time to build one. Look at what the Lions did. They drafted Penei Sewell, and it was a lot of homegrown talent. It's going to take time. Even if the Raiders get a franchise quarterback next year, they're going to be terrible next year too.
Mm-hmm.
That's just how it is. The Raiders have drafted bad for 20 years. You can't just have 2 or 3 good drafts. It has to be a continual process. That's what the Philadelphia Eagles do. They draft well. These guys overperform. They need a big contract. And then the next guy who they draft just steps up for them. It has to be every single year consistency. They're building it right now. I like Pete Carroll, okay? Raiders fans are like up in arms about it. Dude, Andy Reid could be the Raiders head coach this year, and they might have like 1 more win, maybe 2. And I'm talking about the greatest head coach in the NFL. Even Sean McVay. You put any head coach in the NFL, the Raiders are worth 2 more wins this season than they already have. So really, what does it matter? All you need right now is a leader. The guys don't hate Pete Carroll. They are hyped with him on the sideline. There's frustrations on the sideline because they're getting their asses kicked every week. I'm going too much, but I like the Broncos here. The Raiders are horrible at home, and it's good for them. Let's see the Browns win their game and the Raiders lose theirs. You got to look at the through line, and I think that's what's going to happen this week.
I think the Raiders are finally understanding that without a franchise quarterback, you can't win anything. And if you're going to be in one of the greatest cities in America with a brand new stadium, you should have a better product that you could put on the field. And in order to do that, you have to lose. So you get higher picks, so you get better players. Period. End of statement. It's just taking them longer to figure it out. I've been saying this for 5 years.
Tom Brady.
Tom Brady being around that building has been everything. Lose. You have to lose before. I remember when my team was 2-14, I saw no way out of it. And what did they do? They went and got a head coach. Okay. Then the president took over after his dad died, and they took a real, Clark Hunt took a real invested interest in turning the Chiefs around, and they started drafting well. Trey Smith, Creed Humphrey, start to build the line.
Not even superstars. It doesn't even take superstars.
Great players.
Contributors.
That's it. They go get Joe Thuney. You know what I mean? This year, that's what you have to do. You can't. It doesn't happen overnight, guys. win 3 games this year, then win 6 games, then win 8 games. Look at what the Lions did. Lions are a perfect analogy. Me and Spencer were on the Lions. I was on the Lions way back when no one even knew who Amon-Ra St. Brown was. I was like, this team's going to be good one day. Then they went and got Goff. I'm like, this is a playoff team. That's what it takes. Now, I think the Raiders need their own quarterback, and hopefully they get that. And in order to do that, they need to lose. That offensive line is Swiss cheese. In no way, shape, or form will this game be very competitive at all. Not that Denver is great, because Bo Nix is very mid, in my opinion. However, that defense is unbelievable. And they're going to bully the Raiders here. And the Raiders should just lay down and take it. It's fine, man. Just lay down. Dude, Kansas City beat Denver 15 straight times. I mean, it happens, man. It takes a while. Like, literally, Spencer is now married. He'll probably have 2 kids before the Raiders are good.
Yeah, I know.
And that's okay. Guys, that's okay. Because if you're a real fan, if you're a diehard fan, you're there for the good times and the bad times. And I've been there for both, and it makes it even sweeter when you win. But for all intents and purposes, right now, Broncos minus 7.5 is the play, and it's not even with any question around it. Geno Smith sucks.
He's the tank commander, man. He's done a good job with it. Let's hop over. It is the Chicago Bears. They're playing the Packers in Green Bay. And the Packers are minus 7 favorites. I don't even really like Chicago necessarily. I'm kind of flip-flopping in this game, to be honest with you. It's going to be cold. It's going to be really cold. Man. Packers are on a winning streak right now. They had a nice win against the Lions. I'm going to take the Chicago Bears. This is Ben Johnson's first time as a head coach going into Green Bay. And you know what? The Chicago run game is just kind of on fire right now. I mean, that's been their saving grace. In fact, it's really the reason they're winning these games. I think they wanted Caleb Williams to be Patrick Mahomes, like, really badly. I just don't think he isn't. And you know what? Thinking back to those Lions with Ben Johnson, what was their greatest strength in that offense? It was running the football. Jared Goff played well. He played within the system. And I think that's what they're turning Caleb Williams into. And I think it suits him 16,000 times better because Caleb Williams is okay. I mean, he's not even bad. He's just good. You don't need him to be Patrick Mahomes. They just need him to not lose them the game because DeAndre Swift and their other, slew of running backs is taking care of business. It seems like Ben Johnson has this team humming right now. And I just think we've seen the Packers falter too many times this season. There's no Tucker Kraft, and there's just like this curse. Sometimes coaches come around and break curses, like Dan Campbell. I mean, it literally, for a time being, it looked like the Lions would never have a winning season, like ever. And it was bad in the beginning for them. But he's breaking all of these curses. And I feel like the biggest curse in the NFL is the Packers-Bears. There is no bigger one. I mean, I think the Packers have beaten the Bears like 50,000 times in a row. I think it's over 20. It's something disgustingly large. And so I think this is going to be one of those games. I'm going to have a little offshoot ticket of Bears money line. I just think it could happen. I just think that there's something in the air with this Bears team. And I think they figured out a much better winning formula of running more than passing. I'm not even a big Jordan Love fan, to be honest with you. I think everyone's going to be really gassed up by that Lions win. And I also just don't think the Lions are that great this year. They're just good. They're a step above like a Buccaneers team where they're going to beat bad teams. I don't know. I don't know what it's going to come down to. I don't have any super duper big reason to think the Bears are going to win this game. I just think Ben Johnson has this team playing well enough to. I mean, I just can see it. I can just see the Adam Schefter tweet on my phone right now when I look at the notification. The Bears beat the Packers for the first time in 16,000 years. You know how he makes those stupid little tweets after games like that? It's just something I can see happening in this game. So this is my gut feeling game of the week. So I always have one of those. This is mine for this week.
I absolutely love the Bears here. Love. No running game has been on fire more than what Ben Johnson is deploying out there. They are playing great football. Caleb is playing good football. And I know Rome is not going to be out there, but they still have enough other skill pieces to go out and win the game outright.
That's
They
just more
can,
room for what's his name, who I love. So
guys, they can win the game outright. Don't believe the hype here, okay? Green Bay is not as good as you think they are, guys. They're not. Their defense is very suspect. Very. Jaden Reed may come off IR, may not. Josh Jacobs has no injury designation, but they are not giving him the full complement of touches because I don't think he's 100% healthy. No Tucker Kraft. Look, Colston Loveland, gamer, running game. Kyle Monungai came out of nowhere. Gamer. Swift, gamer. You got good players. DJ Moore, good player. They can win this game. How are they getting 6 points? 6.5. That's wild. Ben Johnson might go on to continue to solidify his coach of the year status here. I think the Bears are in this game till the very end, man. And if they lose, I don't think they lose by more than 3 points. I really don't. They have been beat down so long that they finally throw a haymaker back here, and I think it connects. I think this might be the end of the Packers owning the Bears for years and years and years and years and years. They might still win, but it's going to be a lot closer here, man. A lot closer. You just can't sustain it. Aaron Rodgers is not there anymore. Jordan Love is very mid. Very. He throws balls up like they're just prayers. It just so happens that they have great wide receivers. Dontavian Wicks is great. Romeo Doubs is great. These guys catch anything that comes their way. They got good players, and so he looks better than he really is. I don't think he's that good at all, personally. I would take Caleb over Jordan Love right now. I would. Younger, uses his legs better, more athletic. And I'm not a big Caleb Williams fan at all. But I got to give the guys props. I mean, this is a playoff team. The Bears can run the ball on anyone. Bears play the Chiefs right now. The Chiefs are in trouble. Bears can beat the Bills right now because they can run the football. See, football 101 is run the ball, stop the run, play good defense. Anything else is a bonus. And I know it's a passing league. But if the other team's quarterback can't get on the field because you are running the ball at 7 minutes a clip every time you drive, you cannot lose that game. And I think that's what happens here. And they're a cold weather team, so the Lambeau Mystique don't scare me at all. Give me them 6.5 points, man. I love the Chicago Bears here, man. They're on a heater, and I think Ben Johnson's going to be coach of the year.
Yeah, I think so too. Let's go over, getting towards the end of the slate here. It's the Los Angeles Rams. They are playing the Arizona Cardinals. Rams are minus 9.5. Cardinals are a hard team to kind of nail down, I guess, but gosh, I don't know. I just think the Rams are playing too well. I think they're scoring too many points. I think Jacoby Brissett has a bad game. It just, as long as Puka and Devontae Adams are healthy, I mean, they're Super Bowl favorites. I'd kind of take them over anybody. I don't really think it matters. And what happened last week is exactly what we said was going to happen. Bryce Young looks like the worst quarterback in the NFL. We're like, you know what? He's probably going to have 16 touchdowns, have the best game of his career.
And that's exactly what happened.
That's exactly what happened. I should have taken the Panthers last week.
Most
I
bipolar team in the history of the NFL.
It's just impossible to understand them. It really is. I'm telling you, I think they flip a coin. It's like they have some sort of mythical, magical coin. And they just say, whatever happens with that coin, it makes it into reality. I don't know. I think they have a bounce back week. Cardinals are playing for nothing. That's what I'm saying. For these bad teams that I was talking about, the Raiders, there's so much nuance to it. I wouldn't want to be the Cardinals for anybody else. I mean, they have a bad situation. Not really a good running back situation. They have Marvin Harrison Jr. I mean, look at defensively. There's nothing really going on for them. They're just okay. They're just okay to be bad. It's not ideal. and they're going to have to get rid of Kyler Murray somehow this offseason. I don't know who's going to take him.
He's gone, dude.
I don't know.
They shut him down for the year. He's played his last snap as an Arizona Cardinal.
He might.
Dude, I was on this. I was on this
in the NFL.
months ago. I was on this. That guy's done. He's not a good quarterback. He's a horrible teammate too.
So I don't know. I just think the Rams are going to be pissed the way they played last week. Matthew Stafford had his worst game of the season. Obviously, that's just kind of how the Panthers roll. But I can't take the Cardinals with any sort of confidence. And they played so many close games, but I just don't feel it here.
I'm right there with you, man. Coming off the loss, and it was a bad loss too.
Bad.
Rams are going to eviscerate this team. As long as Kyron, Puka, Stafford, and Devontae are healthy, they should have no problem marching through the playoffs. And I'm going to keep saying this because I believe it to be true, because I have not yet seen the Philadelphia Eagles team that I saw last year. This Philadelphia Eagles team is in big trouble if they have to play the Rams in the playoffs. They just are. Now Jalen Carter's out. I'm telling you, Rams are tough, man. Stafford will be MVP. Defense is great. I've never seen a team retool their defense after losing a superstar like Aaron Donald in my life the way this team has. McVay is probably the best coach in the league, not named Andy Reid. What else is there to say, man? If you can't beat a hapless, no-run game, coach on his way out the door, franchise quarterback being dropped, team like Arizona by 2 touchdowns, you don't deserve to be in the playoffs. You just don't. They have everything they need to go burn this house down. And that's what I think is actually going to happen. The 9.5 don't scare me at all. Not even a little bit. I think they go absolutely hog wild in Arizona and win the game by 2 tutties. No problem. Take the Rams with a boatload of confidence. And guys, now's the time to put Rams on a ticket to win the Super Bowl. It should have been a month ago, but now's the time. If you want to make kind of a little bit of money, 100 will pay out something decent. A lot of people seem to think there's better teams than the Rams in the NFC. I'm not one of them. I think the Rams right now are the best team in the NFC. I don't think it's the Eagles because Saquon is a ghost. And Kyron has been way better than Saquon this year. It's not even close. Saquon is not the same player anymore. And they have too much dissension there. They're all, dude, the Eagles hate each other. I've never seen anything like a team that, like, you guys just won a Super Bowl. Why are y'all so mad?
And they're getting booed. it's pretty sick.
Why are you mad, though? You're getting booed in your own stadium. You guys have ring. You have a ring on your finger. Like, you would act like the Eagles literally lost the Super Bowl. That's how they act. It's wild to me, man. It really is. And so I'm liking the resurgence of this Rams team post Aaron Donald, and I think they're going to fire out. I think they're going to go wild tomorrow. I'll be shocked if Arizona covers this. There's just nothing going on outside of Trey McBride in Arizona to speak of. Marvin Harrison Jr. deserves better too, man. Get him out of there. Get him on a team with a quarterback.
Sunday Night Football, Houston Texans traveling to Kansas City. The Chiefs are -3.5.
Which is absolutely ridiculous.
I think I'm going to take Houston in this one. Any team not named the Chicago Bears, the hottest team in the NFL is the Houston Texans. Silently, no one really cares about the Texans, and all they've been doing is winning. They got a great defensive line. I mean, just Danielle Hunter, Will Anderson. It's a dream, I think, for any head coach to have a defensive line like that. I think the Texans could win this game.
I do too.
I think we all want the Chiefs to be what it's kind of like the Bucs. Not really, because the Chiefs are a better team, but
they're a better team.
What I mean to say is I think we all want the Chiefs to. I don't know. I don't even know if I can say that because most people don't like the Chiefs. I think as bettors, we want the Chiefs to be what we want them to be like in the past, and they just aren't. Something going on this season. They're taking a lot of sacks right now. That is horrible for them because no one is better at sacks, I think, than the Houston Texans, other than the Broncos. Okay, the Broncos are the best team, but when it comes to sacks, Houston Texans are right there. CJ Stroud's playing with a lot of confidence. Their run game's been getting going. Nick Chubb's been playing actually pretty decent recently, especially in the red zone. And I think everyone's going to look at to the Houston Chiefs playoff game last time in Arrowhead, and they're just going to say it's going to happen again, and it could. Obviously, that's what the betting line says is going to happen. But I think that kind of plays well into the Houston Texans' hand. I think everyone in the world is going to think that the Chiefs are just going to win this game because they have to. The Chiefs aren't winning the games that they have to this year. I mean, we've seen it constantly. So it's not that I love this game. It's another kind of one of those gut feelings where I think the Texans are going to love being big dogs in this one. And people are to think history is going to repeat itself. And I think the Texans they just have the hot hand right now. And I think they're going to play really hard in this game.
There's no universe that I can fathom where the Chiefs should be favored in this game. I'm sorry. I'm a Chief fan. I'm a diehard. I'm a truther. The Chiefs are absolutely cooked. Absolutely cooked. This is the year of almost. You know what I mean? They almost beat the Chargers week 1. And if Chris Jones maintains his gap integrity, Mahomes will get a shot to win the game. They almost beat the Eagles. Kelsey drops a sure touchdown. The Eagles flip the field. All year long, it's just been almost. You know what I mean? They 14-0 versus Jacksonville, almost beat them, fall apart at the end. They had the Cowboys on the ropes, and then the refs decided to throw a million flags. You know, they almost beat this team, they almost beat that team. Now they're injured like crazy. Guys, it's time to fall back and dust ourselves off. You want to talk about wasting a great wide receiver? Xavier Worthy is an absolute ghost. It's useless. They got 3 starters out on the offensive line versus a team that is sacking anything that moves. I mean, who are we joking here? You know what I mean? Like, Will Anderson and Danielle Hunter have more sacks combined than the Chiefs team. I think the Chiefs might have a half sack more. You're favored? What? How is Kansas City going to win this game? They can't run the ball. Isaiah Pacheco sucks now. That guy came back from his injury and has never been the same. Kareem Hunt is okay, but he's 30. There's no burst. They don't give the ball to Brashard Smith. Andy Reid has been an unmitigated disaster this year. I'm sorry. You homers can come for me all you want. He has been horrible. The only thing that I like that Andy Reid has done this year is he's been a little bit more aggressive on 4th down. That's it. And Patrick Mahomes, you ain't without blame either, son. You throw interceptions at the most inopportune times, and the balls that you have been throwing this year, to me, look like J.J. McCarthy has thrown some of them. I'm sorry. The wide receivers are open. And the ball is 5 yards over their heads. I mean, you are not without blame either. You see, everyone thinks that, like, I'm just this Mahomes stan and this Chiefs homer. No, I'm a football fan first, and I call it like I see it. And this team is cooked. Cooked. Mike Caliendo is horrible in pass pro. Horrendous. Wanye Morris can't stop my grandmother at left tackle. Dude, to be underdogs versus this team means that the odds makers think that Mahomes is just going to pull a horseshoe out of his ass. That's it. Now, every time the Chiefs are up against it at home, they have come through. Ravens, Lions, Colts. These are good teams. So the odds makers want you to think that they're just going to do it again here. But those guys had healthy lines. Chiefs can't get to the quarterback. Even when they blitz, forget rushing 4. I mean, this is a bad team right now. They're not good. Am I going to be at the bar rooting for them? Absolutely. But I just have a hard time thinking that this team is going anywhere. And I also have a hard time believing that the dynasty ends on their field. It'll end. I don't think it'll end on their field. So I think they'll win. But I don't think they're going to cover the 3.5. It's going to be quick passes, Mahomes. They'll find a way to get a special teams tutty or some crazy thing will happen. I mean, Houston's defense is a little banged up. Their front 4 is intact, but their secondaries and, Lassiter's hurt. They got a bunch of guys that are hurt. Chiefs might exploit that. Quick hitches, end arounds, jet sweeps. Andy's got to be better. Has to be better. I mean, they're so bad. They are, man. I'm not used to it. But the bottom line is, you are what you are. Chris Jones has been a ghost. George Karlaftis has got paid and has done nothing. I mean, they have so many problems on this team. To be a 3.5-point favorite here is mind-blowing to me. So I am taking the Texans, and the Texans are my best bet without question because their front line is going to eat. They're going to eat. Mahomes is going to be running for his life like he did in 2 Super Bowls here. They can find a way to win with 5 Harrison Butker field goals and fine. But I don't see much more than that. I'm going to hope and pray that they do. And even if they do, like, seriously, are the Chiefs going to the playoffs and beating anyone anywhere? I mean, I'd rather be bad and get better picks. I'm Super Bowl or bust. I'm not go to the playoffs and see what happens. I want to win Super Bowls. And I would rather get better picks so I could go win Super Bowls than say I got to the playoffs another year with Patrick Mahomes. Just be bad. Just be bad. It does nothing for me to go to the Super Bowl and go to Buffalo and get my doors blown off. I don't care. I'd rather be bad and get better picks. Under Mahomes' tenure, the Chiefs have never had better than 31. I want a better pick. And if they lay down here, it wouldn't surprise me. Honestly, it really wouldn't. It wouldn't surprise me. It would be the dismantling of the Chiefs dynasty. I could see Andy Reid retiring. I could see Matt Nagy gone. I can see a lot of changes for this Kansas City Chiefs moving forward, man. And they'll be a 500 football team for a while. Guys, it just happens. Tom Brady didn't win a title for 10 years. This cannot continue forever. Mahomes is 30. I don't think they lay down, but it would surprise me if they did. I saw what Houston did to Josh Allen. Nobody does that to Josh Allen. He could do it to Patrick Mahomes, too. So, for all intents and purposes, this is my best bet. Texas plus 3.5, and I hope I'm wrong. Go Chiefs.
All right, last game. It's Monday Night Football. It's the Philadelphia Eagles. They are traveling to Los Angeles to play the Chargers. The Eagles are minus 2.5, and I'm going to take that just because I have no idea what the Chargers are doing, throwing out a guy with a broken hand.
Wild.
Look, I know that they're 8-4. They got to keep winning here. For that wild card spot. Well, I guess theoretically the Broncos could falter, but they're playing the Raiders, so I wouldn't bank on that. I guess if you want to put it that way specifically. They're one bad sack away from Herbert being shelved for the season, and then it's really over for him. Yeah. Look, the Broncos are going to beat the Raiders this week. If you're Harbaugh, right? You're not winning the AFC West. I don't know what a week would do, so I guess I'm not a medical professional, but it just does not seem like the week to put it all out there. If it was a healthy Chargers team, I'd even still be a little shaky on this. And I know the Eagles haven't been great, but I don't know. I think they're in trouble. I just can't have any confidence in the Chargers to win this game. Dude, Justin Herbert's hand is broken. It's actually broken. I know it's not his throwing hand, but he's just going to kind of be gimp all week, and that defensive line is going to get after him. I think there's going to be a lot of blitz this week. The Chargers beat a god-awful Raiders team last week, so what does that really mean for anybody? I don't know. I just like the Eagles minus 2.5. I think that the Chargers are in really big trouble right now. I think they're stupid for throwing Justin Herbert out there.
Yep, and it just shows you they have no faith in Trey Lance. Chargers need this game. Don't be fooled. They need this game. And they're just telling you they're going to go down with the injured Herbert. If they go down, they're going down with their leader. No, Jalen Carter's huge. Humongous. But I still think that their secondary is suspect outside of Derwin James. And I think that Devonta Smith has a big game here. They're going to be really focusing on shutting down A.J. Brown because he's been coming on. And when you do that, Smith and Goddard are still there, guys. And let's be honest, I know he's been bad this year, but Saquon Barkley can go off at any time. And they have a great defense. The better defense is the Eagles. I know they're on the road. I don't care. I watched the Chargers get bullied to death by the Jacksonville Jaguars. I have not seen a team get more bullied this year in any game than that game. Meanwhile, I have not seen the Eagles be bullied by anyone. Not anyone. Denver gave them some business, and so did the Rams, but they haven't been bullied. You can bully the Chargers. To me, the Chargers are soft. They are. And that offensive line is banged up. They're not that great of a team, guys. Let's be honest. Chargers are good enough to beat bad teams right now. That's it. And when they go to the playoffs, you're going to see it. I would take the Texans over the Chargers right now. I would take Jacksonville over the Chargers right now. I'd take Indianapolis over the Chargers right now. I'd take teams going the wrong way over the Chargers right now. Because if Herbert's injured, you don't know what you're going to get. And I know Omari and Hampton's coming back, but is he really that much of a needle mover? Kamani Vidal has been great. I just don't.
Really good.
He's been great. You know what I mean? You're going to now disrupt things because your main guy is back. Dude, Vidal's your main guy. I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see what, Coach Harbaugh does. But I like the Eagles here in a big way, man. Eagles under the lights are always good. Eagles on Monday night are always good. I just don't trust that finger, man. Something happens to Justin Herbert. Their season's over because Trey Lance is ass. That's the slate. Week 14 in the National Football League coming hard, you guys. On behalf of World of Mattress, my name is Dexter Reid. That is Spencer the Wiz. Spencer, you got a ticket for the people?
Yeah, I'll do a teaser. It's take the Browns, take the Seahawks, and take the Broncos, and I think you're good to go.
Yeah, I like that a lot. Tease that under up for the Browns too, man. There ain't gonna be no points in that game. That game is gonna 7-4 is 7-5. Some baseball score is what that game is gonna finish at. You guys enjoy the games. It's the holiday season. Hope you're enjoying your families. Again, like we always say on this show, like if gambling is an issue for you, we just do this for fun. Please do not lose your livelihood behind this. If you're struggling, gamblersanonymous.org is where you want to go. Do not play yourself. It's just a game. This is your life. Be smart. Be safe. We'll see you guys next week.
See you guys.